Jazz is often called America's music, and like the melting pot the country aspires to be, its native sound is just as diverse. Jazz is characterized by improvisation, unique rhythms, and distinct melodies, developed by Black Americans in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. With deep roots in the African continent, it's evolved into a musical art form with a global influence. As part of Jazz Appreciation Month in the nation's capital, musicians are performing across the city, delivering a mix of traditional and progressive sounds.
I think DC has one of the more healthy jazz scenes in the country.
From the city's cafes to the nightclubs, museums, and more. It's an audible art that has deep ties to the city and reaches around the world.
Jazz takes a very simple melody, and it's very easy to seize the melody, and then you go into lots of improvisation and a lot of creativity.
David Klein is Romanian American. He started listening to jazz as a child. He's become a regular performer at the Trist Coffee House, a favorite place for hipsters in Adams Morgan.
It's like more creativity, self-expression, and improvisation, and that's mainly what it means to me, is like the ability to express yourself on the fly.
Klein says that it's important to keep the integrity of the jazz art form even as it appeals to younger audiences. Klein's influences include some of the great pioneers, such as Charlie Parker, considered one of the greatest saxophonists of all time.
He's the first he's the first saxophonist that I really looked up to and studied a lot, just to see how different of a style he came up with than anybody who came before him, and how many people after him tried to copy him.
Washington, D.C. is home to a vibrant jazz community. It's also the birthplace of several jazz greats, including the late Duke Ellington. Ellington often spoke about freedom of expression used in jazz music, not just as a form of entertainment, but also as a means of escape for Black Americans from racism and discrimination by white oppressors.
The impact is in the expression, the cultural and creative expression of improvisation in life and in the situation that we found ourselves in.
And Ellington's music, through the architecture of the way he wrote it, these unique voices continue to weave in and out of there and shape this in a way that I've heard no other band do and no other leader do like he did so brilliantly.
Jazz is becoming increasingly popular in the capital city, with more diverse audiences enjoying its eclectic sound. Ken Vandermark is the creator of Ken Vandermark's Made to Break. This group's trademark is its feisty avant-garde instrumentals, but it takes its influences from one of the most defining jazz musicians in the last century.
Well, I'm very influenced by Miles Davis's electric period, the work there. And there's been a lot of technology that's been developed since then. If you look at people like Duke Ellington and Miles Davis, who are considered major figures in the music, they always incorporated other things. It's an inclusive tradition, you know? It's not a stylistic concern.
There will be plenty of performances throughout D.C. starting this month and into the summer, saluting jazz, an art form that provides harmony to America's culture and heritage, and is appreciated around the globe. Colin Campbell, TRT World, Washington.